Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. This from Mark Davis. Whoa, Bitcoin just bounced from an insane trend line retest, guys. This has happened just recently. Now, some of us were in doubt. However, I have been telling you that Bitcoin is going to see new highs. I'm going to bring it up here on the chart right now. I got Bitcoin on the daily right now, trading just shy of $57,000. And you can see the trend line right there, retesting right in and around here at the 0.702. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, bringing a Fibonacci all the way down here, you can see that retest at the 0.702 level. So now we're up near the 0.786. Bitcoin still making the higher lows that we were anticipating. And were you guys surprised when you saw that this morning? XRP also seeing a bit of a rebound here. I put this Fibonacci extension on the XRP chart yesterday morning, and we were talking about the 0.236, retesting that area. Old resistance from back in April of 2018. We are seeing it now bounce off that. Bitcoin is falling in line as well, so it looks like the crypto gods are aligning, and it looks like this is the beginning. I hope I don't jinx it, but this is the beginning of a new leg up for Bitcoin, getting up past that all-time high and hopefully even higher. Now, I got SB Investments here also saying Bitcoin's new all-time highs are incoming, playing out perfectly on the daily time frame. He's estimating $97,000 to $107,000 in December as a cycle top. We need that final fifth Elliott leg wave to complete the cycle. So looking up here for the 1, 2 down, 3 up. Now we're seeing the 4 down. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're looking for that final leg up, the fifth leg up to complete the cycle. And he's suggesting anywhere between $97,000 and $107,000. However, some are suggesting that it will not go up that far, that we're going to cap out around anywhere between $72,000 and $85,000, right, for Bitcoin. If I just zoom out here on the Bitcoin trend on the daily, throwing that Fibonacci here, a traditional Fibonacci level from the last bull run. You can see we have almost made that top, guys, right? And completing a full Fibonacci would bring us right up to this level here at about $74,000. Now, that is going to change depending on which chart you are looking at. This is the Bitstamp chart. And you can see, right, these levels have all lined up quite nicely. We've seen various support and resistance levels on the way up, retracing back on the way down. So, it's looking as if this is going to be the top, unless there is something else that occurs where we could see that prolonged bull cycle. And there's a lot of mounting evidence to suggest that that could be the case, in which case, who knows how much more the crypto market has left in it, how much more altcoins will have left in it, right? Right now, XRP is targeting this all-time high, which would be the full Fibonacci, bringing us to anywhere between $10 to $15 per coin. On this chart here, we're looking at $13.91. But if there is a prolonged bull run, we could see even higher prices. This is one of the theories. And, the settlement, the SEC lawsuit, is going to have a lot to do with this. Once we get that clarity for XRP specifically, many different people are speculating what could happen with XRP after that. And when there is clarity, the global elites, the powers that be, will have more support, and implementation of XRP will be easier, especially once we get the biggest economy in the world on board, that being the United States of America. I wanted to just mention this with regards to those of you guys interested in the airdrops. XRP_Crow posted this, airdrops for the XRP SGB holders. He just gives a snapshot of some of the airdrop dates if you guys are interested in the claim ratios. So if you're looking for FLR, SGB, XFi, DFLR, Solo, or Vagabond, VGB. He posts a chart here, this infographic, great just to give you guys the dates or whatever news we already know about this. So like, for example, FLR, we still do not have a concrete date yet. However, if you guys are looking for that Solo airdrop, we know that the snapshot is December 24th and that airdrop date January 20th. So gives you guys a lot of information here. He is a great resource. I do suggest you go to his website as well. He does have a lot of information at stetus.hr. For those of you guys interested, wanted to thank him for posting that. We also have this from the Wrath of Kahneman. Standard Bank writes favorably of Ripple in a recent thought leadership paper detailing RippleNet and ODL and noting the cost savings. The passage details the interbank network structure layer of the new financial value stack. Now that is this report here, the power of the platform economy for financial services. This coming, as Wrath of Kahneman has mentioned, from Standard Bank. So this is the entire PDF report. The interesting thing, though, is what they mention here. RippleNet, for example, provides a DLT-based decentralized network for the real-time settlement of international payments. RippleNet's on-demand liquidity product uses Ripple's digital currency, XRP, for fund transfers, while XCurrent provides a messaging system for payments that competes with SWIFT. So it's funny, we don't really hear about XCurrent much anymore. We are more focused on the on-demand liquidity, what used to be called XRapid, because of course that is the mechanism that utilizes XRP. But we do have to remember there are still some institutions that are running XCurrent. ODL allows cross-border payments to be processed without the need for pre-funding, as the exchange is managed through XRP rather than conventional bank accounts. ODL enables payment companies and non-banking institutions to benefit from higher liquidity and lets them easily open overseas bank accounts without the risk of money laundering. In general, blockchain-based systems such as RippleNet help reduce network and messaging costs for payment systems and trading platforms, thus reducing administration overheads, eliminating human error, and preventing fraud. So this, just to write up a positive blurb here from Standard Bank, mentioned in their most recent PDF. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. So I will link his tweet here in the description along with the PDF, but you can also get to the PDF from this link here. Wanted to keep moving, guys, because some of this information, although older, should be considered, I think, when looking and analyzing the SEC lawsuit. This from XRP Crypto Wolf, and this was brought to our attention back last year, but I think it is important, and here's why. So former CFTC chairman said under a fair application of the Howey test that the SEC's presently expanding analysis, XRP, should not be regulated as a security, but instead considered a currency or a medium of exchange. Now, they call it a note while exploring the Reeves test. This was brought to us by ProCoin News here. Is XRP a note exploring the Reeves test with Chris Giancarlo? So here it is. We've all heard for the past year when it comes to Ripple and XRP is a security and Howey test. But did you know there's actually another possibility? Instead of a security, something may very well be a note and be governed by the Reeves test. You might be surprised to learn that Hester Peirce and Gary Gensler have both talked about this as well. And so he just links that video here from Hester Peirce in this interview. I'm not going to play this, but I will link this in the description. It is this interview here. I've already played a clip of this in one of my former videos. And this, Gary Gensler here, also mentioning the Reeves test. I will play you guys this. It is really, really short. Listen to this real quick.
One token. What I think the core test is, and it's the test the Supreme Court has taken up numerous times with a broad brush, where you're raising money from others and the investing public anticipating profits based upon the efforts in some collective group of individuals. That's central test. It's called the Howey test. There's other broad brushes with regard to this as well, as to when something is a note, called the Reeves test that Thurgood Marshall wrote a few decades ago. Fundamentally, the SEC is here to help protect the public from fraud, and that's why Congress painted with a broad brush.
So interesting there that Gary Gensler talks about the Reeves test. However, we have not seen XRP go through that test, or have we? Well, he also mentions this. How about Chris Giancarlo, former chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission? Check out this article here from Forbes, where Giancarlo speculates XRP may indeed fit the definition of a note much better than a security. And so this website just takes from this Forbes article here. If you guys are interested, I will link both of them in the description. Again, I want to reiterate that this Forbes article was back from June of 2020, when we were kind of in the midst of this lawsuit, when we were still kind of scratching our heads, trying to understand why. I know it's been a year now, and many new developments have come to pass. Anyway, this just talks about some details and some history with regards to the test. Down here, they mention the Howey test and then how it was established in the SEC in 1946 to determine whether something is a security, and point by point argues that XRP does not qualify. Rather, the paper argues, like its name would indicate, cryptocurrency is a currency of perhaps more interest to the Federal Reserve and central banks than securities regulators. Now down here, not only could an eventual decision by the SEC to classify or not to classify XRP as a security impact the untold individual owners of the cryptocurrency, but other clients using Ripple services that don't rely on the cryptocurrency, including American Express, Santander, and SBI Holdings, could stand to be impacted positively or negatively depending on the decision. After all, if XRP were to be rescinded, it would be a huge cost to their software provider. If Giancarlo is right, though, Ripple could end up being one of the most valuable startups in fintech. And here's a quote: ultimately, under a fair application of the Howey test and the SEC's presently expanding analysis, XRP should not be regulated as a security, but instead considered a currency or a medium of exchange. Giancarlo and Balki argue in this paper the increased adoption of XRP as a medium of exchange and a form of payment in recent years, both by customers and in the business-to-business setting, further underscores the utility of XRP as a bona fide fiat substitute. You need to read the entire paper by Giancarlo and Balki, where they evaluate every element of the Howey test and determine XRP does not fit virtually any element of that test. Instead, they conclude the following, basically stating XRP should not be regulated as a security. As the SEC chairman noted, certain cryptocurrencies are replacement for sovereign currencies. Replace the dollar and euro, the yen with Bitcoin. That type of currency is not a security. This is no less true for XRP as it is for Bitcoin or Ether, which the SEC has explicitly stated fall outside the definition of a security. The increased adoption of XRP as a medium of exchange and a form of payment in recent years, both by customers and in the business-to-business setting, further underscores the utility of XRP as a bona fide fiat substitute. So just to reiterate, Chris Giancarlo, I know we talked about it back then, but I think this is important to remember. The SEC lawsuit coming to an end very, very shortly. We're assuming, hopefully, fingers crossed, the beginning of 2022. But anyway, I will link both these articles in the description if you want to read the full Forbes article, and if you want to just get references here from this article posted by XRP Crypto Wolf. Great information there, guys. I just wanted to bring this up also from the Wrath of Kahneman, a recent report from Cognizant regarding reinventing financial services. They mentioned Santander's partnership with Ripple for improved customer service. They also write the most boomer thing ever. Today's skinny jeans wearing kids prefer phones over fat wallets. It only makes sense for financial institutions to focus on technology, partnerships, and services that make finance as simple, convenient, and streamlined as it can be. This is already playing out with incumbent banks partnering with fintechs to drive improved customer service. An example is Santander partnering with Ripple to develop a blockchain-enabled payment system. So, again, from the Cognizant article here, the PDF that they recently prepared. So again, the PDF is linked in that tweet, but I will also link this PDF in the description of the video if you guys are interested in reading more. So XRP priced, poised to moon in a spec market, but we've got to remember the utility is really what's going to drive value for XRP. It's really going to be the driving force to perpetuate demand in the future. I've talked ad nauseum on this channel about the World Economic Forum, their global plan, and the cryptocurrencies that they have outlined in papers. We've talked, over the years about different relationships and partnerships that Ripple has with the IMF, the Swiss National Bank, the Bank for International Settlements. We know all those guys are in very, very cozy. Brad Garlinghouse has been seen not only those meetings, but also meeting with central bank heads like, for example, the one in Brazil. So it's only a matter of time, guys. And I wanted to bring you this from Spiritual Warlord here, and this is a video of Catherine Austin Fitts. Now, she was just recently interviewed in a podcast discussing the global elites. I recently did a video, it was last year, April of 2020, and I'm going to play you guys a clip from this video. This was the same person, Catherine Austin Fitts, stating that the US Navy was working to develop a chip that can integrate with Ripple. If you guys don't remember, if you weren't here at that time, listen to this. And guys, I was scouring Twitter and saw this. So Ripple compatible chip development sponsored by the US Navy. Yes, the US Navy. Are they developing a chip that can be implanted into humans that will allow people to pay via Ripple integrated DLT? Well, I gotta hand it to Kevin Cage because he was the first one to break this out. So Kevin Cage here with this video from Catherine Austin Fitts. She's an investment advisor and former assistant secretary of housing back in the bush, 41 years, according to Stuart XRP. So thanks so much to Stuart for retweeting Kevin Cage's post here. And it is remarkable. Now, let's get back to this idea for a second here. Catherine Austin Fitts speaks about the Danish tech firm, and without sharing its name, says that a year ago she accessed data regarding the US Navy, paying that firm to create an implantable microchip compatible with Ripple. That's right, guys. She mentions Ripple, not XRP, but Ripple by name. In that video, Catherine Austin Fitts does not share any specific details and does not say whether this story has had any development. She did say, though, that she had extensive experience in doing business in Denmark, so the information from her can be trusted. I think this video was from here. I recently went to this website here, the Solari Report by Catherine Austin Fitts, and I believe it was taken from this USA Watchdog interview from back in February. I believe that's where it was from. If not, there are a few videos here with Catherine Austin Fitts being interviewed. And guys, this idea isn't new. I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning this back in July of last year in Sweden, how they were getting implants in their hands to replace cash and credit cards. As we know, Sweden is already a very cashless society, and young people were voluntarily saying, hey, yeah, implant me with a chip. I want to be able to pay without carrying a wallet or even my cell phone around. And so this is where it looks like we are going with this. Now, a few people chiming in here down in the Twitter thread. Mr. B says, sounds like we are going to skip the regulatory clarity and just go full Black Mirror. Edelson1492 mentions, never thought I would voluntarily get chipped, but if it means XRP adoption, just kidding. Screw XRP if it comes to this reality. It could go this way. I sincerely do believe, though, that this will not be the only option. KB Maga mentions, whoa, I'll stick to a wallet. Yikes. Crypto Knight says, like we didn't know that Ripple was in bed with the Illuminati, this shouldn't be a shocker to anyone that's done their proper research. Ripple is literally, along with SBI, funded by the Rothschilds. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and I will leave this video in the description of the video, plus the resources that I used in this video, because I didn't actually play the video clip from Catherine Austin Fitts for copyright reasons. However, I do want you guys to be able to have access to that clip if you want to watch it. I'm going to play you this one, though. Listen to what she has to say about the decision-making structure, what happens in the United States, how these decisions are going to be made, where they're going to be made. Listen.
Because, I worked at the top of Wall Street in Washington, and I can't tell you how many people work at the top of Washington and Wall Street, and they don't know. It's frightening.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that secret.
Yeah.
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 But like some names that are always coming up are like the big families who are controlling the banks for.
So big decision makers, in my experience, all the big decisions in the United States are made at the Bohemian Grove every year. So the appropriations all run through the federal budget. The appropriations committees vote out their appropriations by the end of July, go on vacation. Everybody goes to the Grove. They make the big decisions. And then the decisions come out. The bureaucrats get it ready in September, and they pass the budget by October 1st. And then you have, but you have different consensus groups, like the Council on Foreign Relations, not the whole group, the Executive Committee, or the Bilderbergers. So these are all groups where people meet, and they try and form a consensus about what is happening. But if you also look at the United States, you have a Freemasonry infrastructure that runs from every county, all the way up to the top of Washington and Wall Street. And that's why there's very tight execution between the top and the bottom, because you have those networks.
The Freemasonry, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was growing up in Philadelphia, we had 3 different groups. You had the Vatican, the Archdiocese, and they controlled, so they had the Italian mafia, they controlled the ports, the transportation, the police. Then you had the Freemasons, and they controlled the banks and the law firms and usually City Hall.
I'm going to cut it there, but I am going to link this video in the description for you. Notice, though, that Catherine Austin Fitts did mention Bohemian Grove, where the rich and powerful go to misbehave. Every July, and this was also mentioned in that clip, every July, some of the richest and most powerful men in the world gather at a 2,700-acre campground in Monte Rio, California, for 2 weeks of heavy drinking, super secret talks, druid worship. The group insists they are simply revering the redwoods, and other rituals. Their purpose to escape the frontier culture or uncivilized interests of common men. The people that gather there include prominent business leaders, former US presidents, musicians, and oil barons, and they're told weaving spiders come not here, meaning business deals are to be left outside. One exception was the 1942 when a planning for the Manhattan Project took place at the Grove, leading to the creation of the atom bomb. Super secret. And I have a feeling that, despite what this article says, I do have a feeling that business dealings occur here. It's inevitable. You get a bunch of high-level elites in a room, they let loose, talk about business, whether on purpose or by accident, and decisions get made. So this is what Catherine Austin Fitts is talking about. This article was written about 10 years ago now, in 2011. We do know that we're going to hear a verdict likely by early 2022 for XRP. So could it be that the powers that be will gather at the Bohemian Grove this year to discuss the implementation, to finally solidify how XRP is going to be utilized in the real world? Is this going to be part of it? And are we going to see price discovery continue throughout 2022? Even after the spec run has completed? It's a possibility, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.